Oh boy, special episode that pertains to the Latvian Gambit portion of the Quick Guide series. Yeah. Hold on. Oh boy. uh, yeah. Okay. This episode. I mean, parts 2 and 3 are still like part 2 is already recorded. Where I was going to record part 3, but yeah, you won't believe the game that I just played today. That pertains to the Latvian Gambit. Yeah, this is an actual over the board game that I played just today. I oh god, okay, let's get into it. E4, D5, Knight to F3, F5, initiating the Latvian Gambit. There we go. You know, like, okay, here's a funny story. The very first opening that I ever played over the board chess was the Latvian Gambit, and I kept playing the Latvian Gambit for a while, and it just never worked out. People were able to beat the Latvian Gambit so easily, and then like 2 years later, no, three maybe, 3 or so years later, I finally tried playing the Latvian Gambit again, and yeah, it's finally come full circle. It finally paid off. Oh god. So this variation of the Latvian Gambit, we're looking at e takes f5. That's what was played in the game. We obviously play e4, pushing the pawn to attack the knight. Knight d4. Oh god damn it! Just take that off. Knight d4, queen e7. I forgot the line here, to be honest with you. I tend to have a really bad short-term memory, so I forgot the theory line here. Bishop c4, d6. I was tempted to play d5, but then that would just lead to the bishop taking the pawn for free, and I genuinely didn't know what to do against the bishop taking the knight. I mean, it shouldn't really be a problem because if the bishop takes the knight, you have the rook guarding already, so anyway, he castles, bishop d7. I was more concerned of the bishop going in here or here, because if the bishop takes the knight, that's just a free trade, and he loses the bishop for free, and it's not a good trade for him. But he takes anyway! Yeah! And I take back. Rook e1, knight c6. I mean, it's an unfavorable trade for him either way, because, like, if he takes, I take back, I just get my bishop activated for free, and then if I push this pawn, the queen is basically trapped. And he doesn't take, which leads to me taking, now his queen is under attack. And he tries to attack the knight, which I responded by counter-attacking the queen with the bishop. I mean, from here he probably could have taken the knight, but I was more but at the time we were both worried more about the queen, because with the queen out of the way here, he did. I mean, if I just took the queen right away, that would have led to the rook taking, and then the rook would have been activated for free, and I didn't want him to activate his rook for free, so I went with that. And he was going to take the queen anyway, which, I mean, it's a really bad idea for him, because now I have the bishop pair activated for free, and he tries to kick out the knight. I mean, in hindsight, I could have just gone here. In hindsight, I just could have just gone here. But I was more worried about, like, getting the knight to 6. I didn't see it at the time, but he was hanging his fork the whole time. So I focus on, like, putting pressure on the pawn. He tries to kick. I go back. I didn't realize I was putting the knight back. I just thought it would be a safer square for the knight. And then I was just playing along. I tried to castle as early as possible, so I still didn't see the fork. After that, he's trying to support his pawn. I try to push my pawn because the rook is supporting it. He tries to take. I knew if I took, he had the knight waiting there, so I didn't take. But I wanted to get rid of the knight first. But conveniently enough, he went over here, which doesn't achieve anything for him. And I finally saw the fork. And yeah, he will lose one of his rooks. He went there, thinking that the rook is gone, but he loses the rook for free. So he shouldn't have done that. And he takes. And I stopped by kicking out this pawn. I still wanted to maintain the bishop pair, just in case, because I know this bishop is still eyeing on the rook, so I wanted to be ready. He tries to kick the bishop. Okay, so I can't keep the well, I could have gone here. Try trade. I take the pawn back. He tries to, yeah, not a smart thing to do. He tries to create a pawn chain, but I managed to just break the pawn chain right away to taking the back pawn. He tries to take the front pawn. I don't know what he's thinking there, because I can just take. I don't know what he's thinking there. Maybe he wanted to check the bishop or something. Like maybe he wanted to check the king or something. But the rook was already there. It's still on the same file as the rook. If he went there, then the pawn would have taken. If he went there, the rook would have taken. He should have left the bishop where it was. Yeah, he should have left the bishop where it was. And then he's trying to, and he was trying to win the bishop, but at what cost, you know? Like, yeah, you can take the bishop still, but you just lost both rooks. And then he tries to do this, which, I mean, what happens if I went this way? Okay, it would have been made. That's a very unusual way to prevent checkmate. But I mean, what happens if I went like this? What happens if I went like this? What happens if I went like this? Still, because the king can't escape like that. Okay. Get rid of that. The rook endgame is the toughest part of the whole puzzle. I genuinely had a bit of a struggle trying to figure out the rook endgame, but I tried to like get the pawn involved. I was hoping that I would create a queen by the end of this. But you do what you have to do. I mean, he can't take the rook because that would be check. He tries to kick out. He tries to win my pawn. I take. Yeah, he can't take because I have the pawn is guarded by the rook. And the whole idea behind this was I wanted to promote the pawn to a queen, but that didn't work out. His only move was that I don't think that would have been his only move. He could have just gone here. Like he could have just gone here, which would have like at least like salvaged the game a little bit. Or maybe not, because wait, what happens if I hold on. What happens if I check, right? If I go here. Oh, it's still mate, okay. Okay, so his only like somewhat reasonable move was that, and then check. What happens if I did this? Yeah, and then check, and then that would have been mate. That was a silly way to. Yeah, and then I was able to mate him like this, which more or less is the same number of moves. yeah, I finally won a game through this Latvian Gambit, and yeah, this is the game. So now you know you can win some games with the Latvian Gambit. Okay, have fun.